But we have some stuff happening in our city that I've never seen. Even as we try to build, even as you're trying to do what you're doing in the church community, you're facing unprecedented unemployment. You're facing people losing their homes. You're facing people a crisis of faith that we haven't seen in a long time, and may we never see it again. The church has been called on to do, and I mean the faith-based community, mind you, has been called on to do stuff that they never thought they'd have to do. You were not equipped, you did not have, yet we still need to do. Under those conditions, go this way. Under those conditions, the church, of course, has to return to its home, and its home, of course, is the catacombs. Anytime that the church gets too happy and friendly with Caesar, it's doing something wrong. Ours needs to be the church of the catacombs, the church of saying, "Thus said the Lord." Well, there I go thinking again. I'm out of my lane, Pastor. I'm out of my lane. But I've been told that even nicely done, that even the rocks will cry out if you all don't. Somebody, we've been called to speak for the voiceless. We've been called to stand up for those who can't stand up for themselves. And that brings me to the economics of New York City. A city that's so rich that you can't afford to live here. A city bursting, they got so much money, they have to figure out new ways of spending money. And Bob Marley said, in the midst of water, only a fool is thirsty. And we thirsted, and folk throwing money away. Have to figure out new champagnes so they can spend extra money on, because they have so much money they don't know what to do with it. And your children starving. Something's wrong here. No wonder Bernie's running around and getting on first, second, and third base, Bernie Sanders, when he's speaking about economic inequality. That's a faith-based message, my friends. With that in mind, let me tell you about New York City. New York City has a total budget of $72 billion. It spends around $30 billion a year on goods and services. Out of that $30 billion, how much does all the communities of color and women get? $30 billion. Now, let me remind you that this is a majority-minority city. You make up the majority here. Between women and people of color, that's around 65% of the population of this city. So, what percentage of 30 billion does 65% get? How about less than 10%? If that includes women and people of color. If you just want to put black people in there, y'all are in a world of pain. It'll make you say things that you shouldn't say in the church. So we are going, but all is not bleak. We have some fighters on here that have done some stuff that I haven't seen in the last few. But even as I continue to speak, I want the Rockaway Inwood, our host, our co-host, to come on up here. So even as this is happening, we have some fighters. Yes, my co-host should be up here with me. We have some fighters that are taking place, some incredible fights. I'm going to introduce you in a moment, but I almost forgot my home training. I almost forgot my home training, and I had a back step. All of a sudden I heard my mother's voice in my ear said, "Boy, come on now, work that hard with you." So I want to thank the pastor of this church for allowing us again into their beautiful cathedral. I don't see the pastor here. Otherwise, I'd like them to speak for themselves. But I want to thank, of course, the pastor. And I want to allow my co-host to thank you in his own way. My leader of the Rockaway Inwood Ministerial Coalition. Without further ado, God bless you.
Good morning, Pastor Howland, and I thank God for each of you today.